Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1982 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today's matchup is between the Boston Red Sox and the Detroit Tigers at Tiger Stadium. On the mound for the Red Sox today is Danny Parks, whose record is 1-0 with a 3.60 ERA. And pitching for the Tigers is Jerry Ujdur, whose record is 0-0 with a 9 ERA. And so we won the first game of this three-game series in a walk-off fashion. A great job by Rickey Henderson. Coming through once again, he is our three-time player of the game so far. So he's in the clubhouse with the lead for Tigers MVP. After every game, we pick a Tigers player of the game, even if it's a horrible game. Somebody's got to win it. And then at the end of the year, we pick the Tigers MVP based on votes and based on our viewers who give their input as well. So keep that in mind as the season progresses. Also, I want to remind everybody that all of these games that you see here are in a playlist on the Brainiac Baseball Card Breaks homepage. You can go to our homepage. You can watch any game from the 1980 or 81 season as well. They have separate playlists. In addition to that, I have my own sports card pack and box openings, and those are broken down into their sports. So baseball, football, hockey, and basketball all have their own individual playlists. You can watch any of those anytime. Those are a lot of fun, especially when we find autographs or pieces of jersey cards. Some really fun stuff there. So at any rate, let's move on to today's game. Game 2 of the three-game series here at Tiger Stadium. As always, I appreciate everyone following along, like and or subscribe. Tomorrow, we're going to have our very first robot race at the 7th inning stretch, and we're going to use our viewers' names to identify each individual robot, and there's going to be prizes on the line. So make sure you tune in for tomorrow's game, and you'll see a fun little contest. It's going to run throughout the season. So, okay, batting. I'm sorry, not batting leadoff. I mean Jerry Ujdur on the mound. The Red Sox batting .250 against him this season. He had a terrible first start. Only went 3 innings. He gave up 3 runs. We yanked him out. Brought in Bryn Smith, who will be making his first start tomorrow. So Bryn Smith not going to have Jerry's back today. All the bullpen is available in case Ujdur has a rough one. Let's take a look at the lineup. Here we go. So we have Danny Parks pitching. He's a righty. And we're taking a look here, and you can see, Gibby's had some success. Rickey's had success. Trammell has been really good. Dawson never faced him. Reggie struggles. Lance Parrish struggles. Greg Brock does not have a hit in 3 appearances. Mickey Hatcher facing him for the first time, and Sweet Lou has had a couple hits against him anyway. So this is the same lineup as yesterday. We're going back to the well. It worked yesterday. Maybe it'll work again today. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Boston Red Sox lineup rundown. Batting leadoff and playing second base is Marty Barrett. Batting second in center field is Freddie Lynn. Batting third at third base is Wade Boggs. Batting cleanup and DHing today is former Tiger Jason Thompson. Batting fifth in left field is Jim Rice. Batting sixth at first base is Dave Stapleton. Batting seventh in right field is Clint Clears. And batting eighth is John Stearns. We're going to talk about John Stearns here in a few moments. And batting ninth at shortstop today is Roy Smalley. All right, on the mound for the Tigers, as we mentioned, Jerry Ujdur. Last year was his rookie year. He made 14 starts with 5 and 6 with a 3.49 ERA. He was very productive, even though he didn't get the win total. He was actually very surprisingly good for us. He easily earned our number 4 starting position out of spring training with a very solid spring ERA, a little higher than we liked. But that first start, he didn't even strike anybody out in those 3 innings. Gave up 9 hits. Youch. Yeah, his fastball tops out around 89 miles an hour. He is a ground ball pitcher, almost 49% there. His slider is his best pitch, and his fastball and changeup below average, but he goes to those to mix it up a little bit. Okay, here we are. There's the Tigers' defensive alignment. We got the Gold Glovers in center and second base with Sweet Lou and Rickey Henderson, and Marty Barrett leading off 0 for 3 against Jerry Ujdur. And he walks them. Come on, that's not how we want to get this game started. So Marty Barrett on first, slightly above average speed with Parrish behind the plate. And a wild pitch by Ujdur moves Barrett to second. So the leadoff hitter's already in scoring position for Fred Lynn. And Lynn pops it up on the infield to the shortstop side of second base. And Trammell makes the play on the outfield grass. So one down for Wade Boggs. Boggs took an 0 for yesterday, went 0 for 5. And here he flies out to left field. Barrett has to hold. And that's going to bring up former Tiger Jason Thompson to take a little longer look. He came up in that trade last year and was terrible down the stretch. Kind of hurt Boston's chances. And his defense was so poor that they put him at DH and left Stapleton to play first base. So this year, no home runs yet, and off to a slightly better start. So runner on second for JT, and he pops it up on the infield. Hatcher should make the play, and he does. So we go to the bottom of the first. No score. Here's the Tigers lineup rundown for today. Kirk Gibson leading off, playing left field. Batting second, playing center field today is Rickey Henderson. Batting third at shortstop is Alan Trammell. Batting cleanup in right field is Andre Dawson. Batting fifth and DHing is Reggie Jackson. Batting fifth and catching, Lance Parrish. Batting seventh at first base is Greg Brock. Batting eighth at third base is Mickey Hatcher. And batting ninth at second base is Sweet Lou Whitaker. Here's Danny Parks. He was a rookie in 1980, our first year of simulation. He went 14-14 that year, 10-9 last season, off to a solid start. Pitched 5 innings, gave up 4 hits, 6 walks though. He is a walker. Look at that, 260 walks, including 154 in his first season. So 260 career walks against 162 strikeouts. Very wild. He does have 11 complete games in his career. He has a fastball that tops out at 89 miles an hour. Ground ball percentage is average at 46%. Fastball and slider both slightly above average, and he's got a third pitch with a slider. So the career minor leaguer, now in his third season, will face Gibby. Here is the defensive alignment for the Red Sox with a Gold Glover, 3-time Gold Glover Fred Lynn in center field. And I guess that's the only other Gold Glover, right? Yeah, that's it, because Burleson is on the bench today, and Jason Thompson is DHing. So Gibby leading off, and he walks. So both leadoff hitters have walked today. Gibby has 72% chance against Stearns. We're gonna let Henderson swing away, and he hits a high ball to center field, caught by the center fielder. Freddie Lynn. Okay, we're going to give Gibby the green light with Alan Trammell up. Let's see if it pays off. We got our first stolen base of the season yesterday as Trammell gets drilled right in the hip. And now it's first and second with 1 out. Andre Dawson up. Dawson got off to a great start, but he's got a couple of games without a hit. So he's due as he sends a fly ball to center. Gibby might tag up on this one. 90% chance. That's a Gold Glover out there with a good arm. We're going to say yes, though. put the pressure on early as Gibby advances to third. So first and third for Reggie, who has been a bright light so far this season. Oh no, Trammell got picked off first. Oh no, Tram got caught napping as Parks caught him at first. And I think we are 1 for 5 this year on stolen base attempts. That's pathetic. All right, top of the second. Here is Jim Rice leading off against Jerry Ujdur. And Rice rips it down the left field line for a single as Gibby got it back in quickly. Wow, Gibson has the highest defensive rating in the outfield now. That has not always been the case, so maybe it's just at home that his number goes up. As Gibby gets it back in. So Rice is on first. Nobody out for Dave Stapleton, the All-Star. He strikes out swinging. There's one down. And the first strikeout on the season for Jerry Ujdur. Runner on first. Number 1 overall draft pick, Clint Clears, strikes out. Back-to-back Ks. So with 2 down, we're going to bring up John Stearns. Let's talk about John Stearns real quick here. John Stearns, Bad Dude, that is his nickname. He was a first-round pick, number 2 overall by the Phillies in 1973 out of Colorado University. And I was like, how many players have ever come out of Colorado University and played in the pros? I did look it up. The only other player you or I would know is Jay Howell, who pitched as a closer for many years for the Dodgers. So if he was the number 2 overall pick that year, who was number 1? That was David Clyde. Number 1 overall draft pick for the Texas Rangers. And if you remember right, David Clyde went right to the major leagues as an 18-year-old. Didn't even play in minor league ball as the Rangers were trying to get some interest in the club after they moved from Washington. And so Clyde, of course, pitched a perfect game, and he was, pretty much out of baseball due to injuries. Who went 3 and 4 after John Stearns? That was Robin Yount and Dave Winfield. So in pretty good company there, John Stearns. He was a 4-time All-Star. He in 1978, he had 25 stolen bases, which at the time was the most for a catcher. Later in 1988, Jason Kendall passed that record up. He went right to Double-A when he was drafted. And in 1975, he got a cup of coffee with the Phillies. In 76, he was traded to the Mets for Tug McGraw. And they did that because the Phillies already had a really great catcher, all-star catcher Bob Boone, the longtime catcher for the Phillies. In 1976, he was the backup to Jerry Grote, famous catcher for the World Series winning New York Mets. In the next season, 1977, John Stearns was an all-star for the first time with a 111 OPS plus. And then, of course, in 1978, not only was he an all-star, but he had his best season with a 121 OPS plus. By 1982, he was out of baseball. He had elbow tendonitis. He couldn't throw the ball back to the pitcher. Couldn't throw the ball at all, actually. And so he became a coach and later a manager in the minor leagues for the Mets and the Mariners, eventually being forced to retire because of hernia surgery. And then he became an ESPN analyst for a couple of seasons. So that's it for John Stearns. A little bit of backup. Thought I would throw that in there. A lot of people forget how quick he was on the base pass as a catcher. Really the first base-stealing catcher, right up there with John Wathan, as Ujdur strikes out the side after giving up the Jim Rice base hit to lead off the inning. We go to the bottom of the second with Reggie Jackson leading off, and Parks walks the leadoff batter. So Reggie on first, Lance Parrish due up. Parrish struggling a little bit as he flips it down the right field line. There's a base hit, maybe 2. It is a double that must have got all the way to the wall because Reggie Jackson, with his 66 speed, scores from first. So an RBI double for Parrish. And it's 1-0 Detroit. So with no one out, Greg Brock steps up. and he hits a ground ball to shortstop. And Parrish must have been going on the play, takes third base. That's a dangerous move. But he is in scoring position for Mickey Hatcher. We're going to have him go on contact. So if Hatcher can put the ball in play on the ground anywhere but third, he should score. Hey, he flips it to right. There's a base hit. Hatcher knocks in the second run. Do we want to go for 2 against Clint Hurdle? We're going to say no. And we have ourselves a 2-0 lead, and Hatcher just crushing it from the 8th spot. All right, we're going to hit and run now with a Sweet Lou. Where's that at? Hit and run right there. So we're going to get Hatcher moving, keep the pressure on. 6 for 25 against Danny Parks in his career. And he hits a line drive. Where did that go? Right back to shortstop. Hatcher gets back in time. So there's 2 down. We're back to the top of the lineup with Gibby. He's got 2 homers against Parks, and he strikes out this time. So the Tigers put a 2 spot on the board. They're up 2-0. We go to the top of the 3rd with Roy Smalley, number 9 hitter, switch hitter, due up. And he pops it up on the infield. If you remember Roy Smalley, if you watch the American League East preview, he was traded to the Red Sox from the Reds, I believe, in the preseason, spring training. So 1 down with Marty Barrett back to the top of the lineup. He hits a ground ball back to Ujdur, and Ujdur tosses him out. He's going to leave it up to Freddie Lynn to get something going. He shoots a line drive at Gibby, and Gibby makes the play. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. It is 2-0 with Rickey Henderson, Alan Trammell, and Hawk Dawson due up. Rickey walks. Now you know Rickey's going. We got a 2-run lead. We're just going to tell him steal second base. Now Henderson, 1 out of 4 on the season, and as I said, we're 1 out of 5 overall. 75% chance, though. I'll always take those odds. Here's Trammell, and Henderson is successful at stealing second base. That was a called strike, by the way. So runner on second. Trammell, 0-2 count, strikes out. Second K for Parks. Trammell off to a horrendous start. He was our team MVP last year by a landslide. And batting 156 so far. Hasn't hurt the team, though. Dawson up next, drills it right straight down, and an error on Stearns will allow Dawson to be safe at first, and Henderson advances to third base. So we're going to ask Reggie to do something that Reggie should be able to do pretty easily. That's hit a sac fly to the outfield. Anywhere but center field should score Henderson easily. Freddie Lynn's got that. Oh, crap. Double play. Oh, no. That's the worst. That's exactly what we didn't want. I was going to say Freddie Lynn's got that rifle out there, and then Reggie hits it to third, and they go 5-4-3, and that ends the inning. So we go to the top of the 4th, missed opportunity with Wade Boggs due up. He's 1 for 5 against Ujdur, and he strikes out. 4 straight strikeouts for Ujdur. As the cleanup hitter, Thompson steps in. Oh, then he walks Thompson. That's what Thompson does best these days. He stopped hitting home runs last year, but he does get on base. Hall of Famer Jim Rice is up next. He had a home run in yesterday's game, did he not? As he wraps a base hit to center field. Thompson, slow of foot, but still manages to make it to third. So it's 1st and 3rd for Dave Stapleton. I'll give up a run if I could have the possibility to turn 2 here. We are at Tiger Stadium after all. And he strikes him out looking. 5 Ks. That is 5 outs in a row that are strikeouts by Ujdur. And that's going to bring up the lefty, Clint Hurdle, batted .266 last year versus righties, batting .323 overall this year. And he rips it. That is going to get down. That might score 2. It does, and the game is tied just like that. on the double by Hurdle. So one bad pitch ties up the game, and Hurdle's the go-ahead run at second base now for Stearns, and Stearns will pop it up in the foul ground on the first base side, and that'll do it for the inning. So the Red Sox tie it up on the double by Hurdle, and we go to the bottom of the fourth with Lance Parrish leading off. Parrish does have a home run against Parks in his career, and there's another base hit down the right field line. Not a double this time, though, as Parrish holds it first. So his batting average up to 320, considering that I just said he didn't have a good start to the season, but we'll take that. Okay, so yeah, this is a double play candidate here with Greg Brock, but we're going to let him swing away. Oh, a wild pitch. No surprise there from Parks. We'll move Parrish to second, almost hitting Brock in the face. Ground ball to second base, moves Parrish to third. That's the first out. And yeah, we're going to let Mickey Hatcher swing away. He's on fire right now. Ground ball to second. That should score Parrish. It does. And the Tigers take the lead again. Mickey Hatcher always finding a way to get it done. Drives in another run, and it's 3-2 Detroit. Whitaker up next is walked by Parks. His fourth walk through 4 innings. Almost through 4 innings, I guess. So Whitaker's on first. We're going to send Whitaker. I don't believe he has attempted a stolen base yet. He has not. He had 9 in our short season and 18 the year before that. So he can get it done. Keep the pressure on. And if not, then we'll have the top of the lineup coming up next inning. So here we go with Gibby. Whitaker on first, and he is gunned down by Stearns. Damn it. So what is that, 2 for 6 on the year, 2 for 7? That's not good as a team. All right, we go to the top of the fifth. Ujdur has the lead at 68 pitches. This could be his last inning, depending on how this plays out. Smalley, number 9 hitter, flies out to right field. As Dawson makes the play, there's one down. Back to the top of the lineup with Marty Barrett. Barrett, ground ball to Brock. Brock steps on the base for the second out. 2 down for Freddie Lynn. He's got 3 dongs on the season. And he gets a hit to right field. Okay, so runner on base with Wade Boggs. 1 for 6. Like I said, he's hitless yesterday and hitless today. Line drive right at Whitaker. And Whitaker makes the play. So Ujdur gets through 5. A better start than his first. And we go to the bottom of the fifth with Gibby leading off. Gibson, a little nubber, back to Parks. Parks tosses him out, 1 down. Rickey up next. Henderson, a weak ground ball to Barrett at second base. And that's the second out. Trammell up next. Trammell, he can't buy a hit right now. Pops it into the short right field as the play is made by Barrett. So 1-2-3 inning for Parks. We go to the top of the 6th. We've got a lefty and 2 righties up, so we're going to let Ujdur pitch here to Thompson, and we are definitely playing it by ear at this point. Ground ball by Thompson to first, and Brock makes the play, 1 down. Jim Rice up next. Rice popping it up to Brock. Plays made. That's the second out. It's going to bring up Dave Stapleton. Ground ball to second base and a 1-2-3 inning. All off-speed pitches, and somehow they're late on them, hitting them to right field. That's weird. So we will go to the bottom of the 6th. Let's take a look at the in-game stats. Player of the game, I mean, is it Hatcher? 1 for 2, 2 RBIs. Parrish has got a couple of hits, including a double. Only 3 hits by the Tigers. I just now am realizing that. So Parks, actually, other than the 4 walks, has been all right so far. As Dawson steps in, rips it to left, And it's caught on the line by the left fielder, Jimmy Rice. One down. Here is Reginald. Reggie. Is that going to fall in for a hit? Oh, nope. It's going to be tracked down by the right fielder, Hurdle, for the second out. Here's Parrish, 2 for 2 on the day with a ribby. Ground ball to short. And that'll do it. So we are going to take out Ujdur. Yeah, I think that's the right thing to do. We're going to take out Ujdur. Good job by him, bringing his ERA down. And we've got a lefty, a righty, and a switch hitter. So we're going to bring in a lefty. We're going to bring in Keith Comstock, who gave up a home run the first time we saw Freddie Lynn, was it? So we're going to bring in Comstock here. Other than that homer he gave up, it's been pretty good. So he's going to face Clint Hurdle, batting 121 last year versus lefties. This is a different Clint Hurdle, though. As he flips it into left center field. Is that going to fall in for a hit? Oh, it's going to be tracked down by Gibby. Nicely done. There's the first out. John Stearns up. He's the righty. He's the meat in the sandwich as he walks. Comstock walks Stearns. And that's going to bring up Roy Smalley. 0 for 2 on the day. Batted .310 as a right-handed hitter against the lefties. And he hits a sky-high fly ball to left field. And Gibby camps under it for the second out. Now we've got a right-handed hitter up, and then we've got 3 lefties. So we're going to guard the lines, try to keep any extra base hits to a minimum. Prevent Stearns from scoring from first if it's an extra base, and he just shoots it to center. And that should be an easy play for Rickey. Nicely done, Rickey. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Greg Brock leading off. It's bottom 3. It's Brock, Hatcher, and Whitaker. Brock, ground ball to short. Oh, it's an infield single as Brock beats it out. That's the first Tigers hit in quite a while. 4th hit overall. Okay, we're going to hit and run now with Hatcher, who's proven to be pretty damn good at that this season. Ground ball to third. Oh, an error by Boggs. He boots it, and everybody's safe. So first and second now for Sweet Lou. And Lou, let's have him make a sac bunt. Let's have him drop it down, move these guys over, stay out of the double play. He does get the bunt down, and it's successful. Good job by Lou. We have 2 runners in scoring position with less than 2 outs, so I like our chances. We are going to go on contact. All Gibby's got to do is put the ball in play on the ground. Ground ball to second. That ought to get it done. Yes, it does. We extend the lead to 4-2. Gibby gets himself a ribby, and Hatcher standing on third base with 2 down for Rickey Henderson. Henderson pops it up on the third base side. Play is made by Boggs, and that'll do it. So the error by Boggs is costly. Second error on the day. And we are we going to let... So no, I guess that wasn't Fred Lynn that hit the home run. So yeah, why not? We're going to let Comstock, whose endurance is a little bit higher for a reliever, we're going to let him go a second inning here. As Freddie Lynn batting 192 versus lefties, and he hits it out of the park. Damn it. Maybe I was a soothsayer there, seeing that home run happen. That sucks. It's 4-3, but that extra run is even all that more important now. And then a base hit by Wade Boggs. He gets off the schneid. So the lefties the second time around here for Comstock are getting it done. And then he's going to walk Thompson. God darn it. That is a terrible job by Comstock. And that really does break my own rule. Like I always say, don't let the relievers go out for a second inning. But I didn't want to bring in Rucker, who we've over-pitched already. But we're going to bring in the crowd favorite, Joe Kerrigan. Kerrigan, side armor. He's been in 3 games. He's 1-0 with with 2 1/3 innings pitched, 4 Ks. Opponent's batting 125 against him. We need a ground ball right now. And Jim Rice, and with Thompson up, everybody on base is slow. And Kerrigan, with that side armor, should get the job done. That's a line drive to center field. We'll take the out. Dave Stapleton, also below average speed. 1 down. Let's get a double play, guys. Come on. Nope, pop it up on the infield. We'll take that too. Both batters getting under it. Popping it up. Oh, no. So here's Clint Hurdle. And we're not going to mess around with Hurdle. He's having a good season. We're going to go with the odds and bring in Dave Rucker. This is a big bat here with Hurdle. 1 for 3 on the day. Those 2 RBIs. The tying run is on second, and Rucker comes through, striking out Hurdle, preserving the lead. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Alan Trammell due up. Trammell, we need to get him going here. Ground ball to second. That's not going to get it done. He goes to 0-3 for the day. Park's up to 92 innings pitched. Pitches thrown. 1 down. Here's Hawk. Dawson, a little weak nubber. Back to Parks. 2 down. Reggie 0 for 2 on the day. He has walked. We could use a big hit from Reggie. There we go. Flips it down the left field line. And Reggie's got himself a base hit. I mean, one of the big differences from this season from last season is Reggie and Hatcher really coming through in these moments of need. So, I mean, that's been our difference on our start, I think, as Parrish lines out to first. Almost another extra base hit. And we go to the 9th inning, and folks, we're going to bring in Weaver. And Weaver, we know, has been suspect so far. Let's take a look at our closer. We do not have a save on the season yet. This is his 4th appearance. He's 0-1, took a loss. And in our only loss of the season. 3 innings pitched. He's only got 1 K, 2 walks. Opponent's batting 182. Too early to take him out of the closer role, but we expect him to shut down these right-handers with John Stearns due up. Ground ball up the middle. Whitaker gets to it and tosses out Stearns. There's 1 down. Roy Smalley 0 for 3 on the day, batting 255. Now is a lefty, and Weaver walks, and that is the tying run. So we have Smalley on first. Here's Marty, Barrett. We do not have any more lefties in the bullpen. So we got to get a double play here. Let's close this out. That's a fly ball to center field. Henderson makes the play, and now it's dangerous time. Look, his command is 99, but his control is 78. I mean, you can't do better than 99. So that is an odd ratio there. At any rate, we're down to the final out here, and this is a big one. This is Freddie Lynn leading the team with 3 home runs. 1 swing of the bat could do it, and he walks him. For crying out loud. Boggs, oh my gosh, this is absolutely not the guy you want. So now we got to bring the outfield in. Keep the ball in front of us if we can. Try to prevent Smalley from scoring if it's a hit. Here we go. Wade Boggs. Ground ball to first. Come on, Brock, step on the bag. And that's the ball game. Tigers get themselves another win. They are 7-1. That was a tight game. But we're looking pretty solid. Let's take a look at the standings real quick. 2-game lead now over Boston. And Milwaukee has not put a win on the board. They are a terrible, terrible team. Take a look at the transactions. Nothing new other than Molitor getting that extension we saw yesterday. Just pull up the box score and get out of here. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like and or subscribe. Let's take the box score. Player of the game. This is a tough one. Ujdur going to get the win in this one, so he goes to 1-0 on the season. We're going to give the player of the game. I think we have to give it to Hatcher. That big base hit. He also knocked in a run on the ground out to second. 2 RBIs, Parrish. He did get that double, his second on the season, which was important. Scored 2 runs. Henderson got a stolen base. So we are going to give it to Mickey Hatcher, who is just on fire. Ujdur gets the win, as I mentioned. 5 strikeouts, 2 walks. A pretty solid performance for Ujdur. Good comeback for him. Weaver gets the save, even though he gave up 2 walks, making it look tough. And Parks gets a complete game. Not a bad performance from him with Freddie Lynn hitting that homer. So, all right, we're going to come back tomorrow with Game 3 of the 3-game series. Until then, everyone, have a great day.